We're down in the Florida Keys. Matter of fact, Little Torch Key. We're with one of my childhood friends, Seth Neal. He lives down here. And tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I've been here for 10 years now, and I'm an architect, one of the local architects that works from Key West all the way up, doing a variety of residential and commercial work. And small little office, but we have fun while we're here. And we do a little fishing and riding around the boat and do a little gardening and stuff like that. Not much gardening, but just planting things.
And so the weather brought you down here then?
Kinda. A little bit of different things, but anyway.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you got going on here.
Well,
how much land do you have here?
Not a lot. About 6,000 square feet.
6,000 square feet.
It's about a 60 by 100 square foot lot.
Check out what he's growing. Let's talk about what you got.
So the first thing we have, I think are pretty neat, are these autograph. They're called autograph plants, kind of the common name for it. And you can write your name in it. I can't find any. I actually had to trim off because it was growing over into the driveway so far. I had to cut them off. But we had signed them from, like when Hurricane Irma happened 6 years ago. We had our names in written in them. They were still there after the hurricane.
That's super cool.
So we had to trim it down quite a bit, but it just grows back like a weed. And these were little bitty ferns in a small pot.
Now what are they?
There's some sort of a variegated fern, little plant.
Wow.
And I've had to trim off massive amounts of it. It just keeps coming back into the driveway here, but it just grows all the way around, grows wild. But this is my pride right here.
This is a mango.
Yep.
What variety are you growing?
This is an orange sherbet.
Orange sherbet. Man,
yes.
That name just sounds delicious.
It is. It's very sweet. The first year we got 7 of them off, and as you can see the bloom right here, and they're all over the whole tree.
The cold weather's kind of sent it into a flower.
Yes. We left 3 weeks ago. We come back. It only had like 4 blooms on it, and now there's, I don't know how many, there's 100 on it at least.
I have one in a pot, and it's Cary mango, and the cold weather's causing it to start to bloom.
So,
but mine's a lot smaller than yours.
Yeah, this is about 3 years old, this tree is. So I'm hoping this year, if the wind doesn't blow all the blooms off like it did last year, the wind was just so much it blew everything off. We had nothing last year.
Is there a particular reason why you chose orange sherbet? Have you ever tried it before? Or
no, my friend gave it to me.
Okay, so that was the motivating.
Yeah, because I gave them some trees a while back because we've planted other things and we try to keep them out of salt water. Yeah. So if this is the highest bit of ground to have away from the canal, so this is so far.
Do you ever get salt water up into this area?
Where you were standing, we had 4 inches of water right there.
Okay.
So I know it got salt water, but it didn't hurt it. So you can kind of see, sometimes there's roots pop out in the rocks through here, but it's pretty good though. Hopefully it'll produce, oh, there's a baby mango, see them right there?
Oh yeah, see them.
That's the little babies right there off the bloom. It starts from this little real bloom here. And then the little baby, I guess the little small bud stuff dies away and it becomes this little baby mangoes right there.
Now I had some that got to that size last year, but I think I let my plant dry out.
Yeah.
And they aborted the fruit.
I'm gonna have to start watering it because it's been kind of dry. You can kind of see the tips of them. I don't know if that's from me giving too much fertilizer or not, but I didn't give it that much. I think it's because we've had such a dry last few months. It's been pretty dry.
Maybe you'll have a good harvest off of that.
I hope so. If it is, I'll let you know.
What do you have here?
This is a struggling variegated lemon. This was the pink center to it. Yep.
Where you grow the pink lemonade.
Yep.
Because the flesh of it's pink.
Here's one right here. It's left over.
Yep. What a beautiful little lemon.
Yeah, it should have been picked off a long time ago. But
they're variegated while they're growing.
This one's puny. Usually they're double the size, a lot larger than normal.
Is it variegated whenever it's fully mature?
Yes. Yeah. Well, they'll kind of yellow over. Yes, they'll turn completely yellow, but that I'll just leave there. There's the residue from the boat still on my hands. And then
my favorite, figs.
Figs. This fig is, what'd you call it? It's LSU variety, purple variety.
LSU purple. Yep.
And it right now has no leaves on it, or a few, but it's budding out everywhere, and it will pop off figs all year long so far.
That's one of the benefits of living in the Keys with the constant warm weather. You can grow figs year round. There's no season. It's just a constant supply of figs.
Yeah, there's another one over there you see. But and then this fig is a brown turkey, which it is blown over. I'll have to stake it back up, but it has not produced anything.
Okay, time to cut it down. Get it out of there.
Yep. I'm going to put a mango tree probably right there.
Okay.
I'm going to dig up all the dirt, get it out of here.
Yep.
And It's a beautiful tree, but it just doesn't produce.
Yeah, if it doesn't produce, it's time to get it gone.
Yep. And this is our mulberry tree, which we planted about 5 or 6 years ago.
Nice.
And I trim it back about three times a year.
Do you know what variety this is?
No, one of the local nurseries had it.
Okay.
And
And how often are you getting mulberries off of it living down the Keys?
well, right now, I'm surprised there's not any small ones on it right now. Because usually when you trim it back, within a month or so, it'll start putting on new little mulberries immediately. It hasn't done it yet, maybe because of the cold, I don't know, but because we are in our winter season now.
Yep.
Even though it's 70, 80 degrees right here. But
So a little pointer while we're sitting here talking about it. If I was you, I would cut this limb
yeah,
out
they're
here.
not supposed to scrub each other.
Yep.
Yep. I already filled the truck up. Because it was
Get it
huge.
next time around.
It was up in the power line. That's
Oh,
how
I'm
high
sure.
it was. So I got to keep trimming it back.
I have one that probably grew 12 feet this year in one season.
Yeah, and you'll constantly be battling it, fighting it back, just trimming it back, because it will get way bigger than it is now, because it was a single twig that was, it was half the size of this limb,
Well, they're
when I planted it.
They're growing well. What type of soil are you dealing with here?
This actually is a septic mound. It's been abandoned though, but it's just all sand here. It's all sand, then you get down to the cap rock, which is about 6 inches below that rock. It's just a hard strata of soil that you have to get a pickaxe to bust through it, and it's about about 6 inches thick also.
Okay.
And when everything hits the roots hit it, they just go east-west on it. And then here's our ice cream banana variety, which there's a small pod, nothing major, but
Those are some good looking bananas.
they're small. This is probably one of the smallest ones we've had. Usually they're about 5, 8 branches. They'll be way bigger than this, but these are small right now. They'll probably be another 2 months before those will be ready.
Now,
So-
I had a friend that tell me, and I don't know from experience, but down in the Caribbean islands when they're growing bananas, they allow just 3 stalks, and then they'll harvest them, and then they'll just allow
It's
a
probably
third to
because,
always pop
yeah.
up.
And see, these are just volunteers. I let them just come up.
Mine, I don't trim mine at all. I told them, I said, maybe one day I'll start doing that method. But I just got a big clump of, it's
Yeah.
a mess.
So I come through with a fillet knife and trim them off, get all the dead and all the, because that seems to knock all this dead off of it. So, but I
And then
hope
you got
this
another-
this one I hope to have a bloom. It's got new growth come out the top. Hopefully this one's a vertical stalk and it's getting bigger.
Is it the same variety?
We have praying hands and an ice cream. I'm not sure which one's which. I had
Praying
them,
Hands is an awesome looking banana.
but they don't taste good.
Oh, really?
They don't. They don't. The ice cream ones are ones that taste good. So
Yeah, got a
And-
nice little cluster of bananas over there.
yeah,
too.
it's really small. And we can go show the dragon fruit next.
All right.
That's all in the front
Let's
yard.
go around and
really.
look at the backyard.
It's more of a just plants. Yeah, see all these coral rocks right here? This is a good example of all the coral, the sediment, all the different rocks. And
So that's
stuff.
what it looks like when you get down into the deep.
Yeah, that kind of rock's all over here. I don't
tell
know
us-
the name of that. I can't remember it. It just escapes me all the time.
Get you a couple of clips in there and show the blooms.
I call my landscape friend Keith Orpeza. He knows the name of it.
I've seen a bunch of them around. I'm sure somebody
They're all over.
could tell
They
me.
grow like azaleas here, you know.
I had to stop at a nursery and pick up one.
Yeah, there's a great nursery. Oh, here's your pineapple right here. You can have this one too. That's a nice one.
Wow, look at that.
You can take that
Just
one.
pick that right up out of the flower bed and say, here's a pineapple.
Usually just let them throw them down and they grow.
You actually have quite a bit of pineapple plants growing over
Yeah,
here.
we have a few over here. These are better than others.
Do you know what varieties you're growing?
I have, these are the sugar pineapples, or sugar loaves.
Sugar loaf?
Yeah, they have the sugar loaf, and they are full of little.
They're
you
kind
have
of
to-
pokey.
You have to go with the grain. Go with it. If you go against it, they'll be all in your skin. You have to
Really?
have to get like tape to pull them out of your hand.
Okay, I'll stop touching them.
Yeah, same with these. They will eat. You know, we have a bunch of them. We ordered some that were from Japan, but they have not done well. I've had them for 4 years, and they have not done well at all.
Do you know what variety?
It was supposed to be like a sugar loaf.
Okay.
But there was a lady in Big Pine who had a yard full of pineapples. They were just everywhere. The whole yard was full of them. So she would call out, and I'd get her callings and grow them. So
A lot of people that don't know the pineapples, the sugarloaf pineapple is the type that you can eat the core.
It's a white flesh to it.
Yeah.
So-
I've been looking at them. I've been wanting to get some, and I just not had a good source for them. But
We're going to get some. That's not a sugarloaf there.
That's-
Sugarloafs are over there. We'll give you all those over there. You can take those with you.
awesome. I'm
So
excited.
I can get you about a dozen of them. And they'll take about 2 years. Here's another little sprout. This one had a decent pineapple. It was here. This was just one you get from the normal store. And it sprouted up a new little growth here. You can probably should pop this off, this little middle branch here, and put it in its own little pot. And about 2 years from now, it'll have its own little pineapple. So, and my neighbor Jim, he has some really nice ones down there. We might walk down the road, might see some pineapples already here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we may
Okay.
do that.
All right.
We'll see if there's some. There's a lot of the neighbors, they have them. Those don't look good over there. We'll give you those and you can bring them back, revive them.
I'm going to set
So-
this down right here.
What do you want to see next? You want to walk up the stairs and see the coconut trees? Or you want to walk in the backyard?
Yeah, we already got
I don't know most of the names of these plants. They're just different things I buy, whatever looks pretty. We have the
I do
bottle.
want to get the.
Oh, here's some more pineapple plants right here. Forgot about these. They're kind of yellowy looking, but I don't know what that's from, but they're doing well. They're growing big.
You can grow a lot of pineapple fruit in these little beds like this, and it seems like you're growing a lot of pineapple and a lot of coconut.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely. Coconut and pineapple grow easy.
But you also have some dragon fruit.
Yes, we do. It's over here. It's finally taken off, taken root, and it's growing pretty well now. If you want to see a real fruit, we can take you over to Brian. He just lives the next island down to see his fruit, his tree. They have all kinds of trees. I'm talking, they have like half-acre, lush, everything in the world.
Really?
Yes.
Man, I'd like to get
So
over and check that out.
this is a dragon fruit. Take it to Garmel Grove on Big Pine, but they're closed. They have, I think it was in the 60s or 50s, there was this one guy and he went all over the world getting tropical fruit and he has like 2 acres, 3 acres, and it's all
Everything's
tropical
edible?
fruits. Yes.
Man, it sounds like paradise.
But yeah, unfortunately we had over about a dozen blooms here before the last storm came, and the 70, 80 mile an hour winds blew all the blooms off, but the dragon fruit has finally taken root and it just grows all over. Kind of built this makeshift, whatever wood I could find, and put it up for it to grow on, and hopefully next year I'll have some more fruit on it towards the end of the year, end of the summer.
he took me upstairs, and one of the dragon fruit has climbed the wall and is growing through the second story up there.
Yeah, it's going through right on the side behind the gutter. So
So it starts to get wild and out of control, huh?
yeah, and there's a good cluster of coconuts
Yeah.
at the top.
How many coconut trees do you have?
I think there's 8.
8?
Yeah. We
Endless
lost
supply.
4 to Hurricane Irma. Took 4 of them down.
Now, one of the things Seth was talking about is living down in deep South Florida. He said he should be having his tomatoes growing right now. And it's January, but
Yeah.
this is gardening season.
They
for-
should have already been in the ground like November. Start them. We would have tomatoes by now.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're putting in tomatoes while everybody else is kind of hibernating through the winter.
Yeah.
winter. And as everybody else is gearing up for tomatoes, you're winding out because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really starting to get hot.
Yep. So in
Yeah.
the summer, kind of that May, June, July, August, September, that's no go. You know, it gets too warm here.
You don't grow much.
Not here. Now, if you go down to Homestead, you'll see all kinds of stuff there when you go up to the Fruit and Spice Park. Go through all the thousands of acres. You'll find 100-acre fields of tomato plants right now.
Yeah. I saw a whole field of papayas whenever
Yes,
I was coming up.
papayas, tomatoes. You'll see eggplant. You'll see all kinds of peppers, whatever else right now going off.
I saw that they grow a lot of stuff down there because
They do.
there's canning facilities and stuff. Where
Everywhere,
They
yes.
can all that.
So, anyway, this is my neglected little raised planter garden. So, but yeah, you can kind of see how makes the canopy of the coconut trees here.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
look,
nice.
I've got to get up and clean that one out. See how it needs a lot of maintenance work.
It
Although
needs a
there-
little care, doesn't it?
Yeah, it needs a little work on it. But I have to get the ladder and get my pole saw back going again to get to it. So,
So real quick before we walk past this, can you tell us a little bit about just a little quick story with this?
this was a little small planter bed that Claudia, my wife, entered and she won it. And she, as you can tell, she's used it a lot.
It looks used.
It's been sitting here. It did well, but the iguanas kept attacking it. Every time something would grow, the iguanas would just come and climb right up to the top or wherever it was. So we've been taking care of the iguanas now. I think I've taken care of the iguana community for our little section here. The neighbors and I have, but the iguanas are a big nuisance here.
Yeah, that's what I hear. So since Claudia won this one, she's got another one upstairs that she's really fond of. And so we asked how much she would sell us this for. And as a matter of fact, they've decided to gift us this growing tower.
Yeah.
Michelle is excited that she's going to start getting year-round lettuces and spinach. So thank you.
It'll be good. You're welcome. You're quite welcome.
With this.
It'll be fun. We'll take it apart and figure out how to get it in your truck so you can haul it back.
Oh, it's going home. Thank you again.
Yep. Now in Key West, when you're in Key West, it's on Southern Street. There's an area called the Sapodilla Inn. It's a guest house. They have these, they're like this, but they're the size of oak trees.
Wow.
And they produce a fruit that's about the size of a tennis balls or baseballs or softballs. They variety. They look like a brown potato. And the interior flesh of it, it's kind of like a mix between a peach and a pear and brown sugar, and they are delicious.
Wow, that sounds wonderful.
There, yeah, Sapodilla. And maybe later when we go to the Big Pine, I can show you some at our church. They have some big ones up there on their property up there. So they're pretty cool. So
I wish I had time to sample all the tropical varieties of fruit. But
yeah, there's a lot.
All right, Seth. So I appreciate you showing us around in your yard. You're actually growing a lot of food on just 6,000 square feet of
minus
area
the house
here.
too.
And he's got plenty of neighbors that are doing the same thing, growing in pots, growing in the ground. Those pineapples of your neighbors over there, they look great.
Yeah.
And you said you have another neighbor that you wanted to go show.
Yeah.
But he's growing a lot of stuff over there.
He has all kinds of things, and they have very mature trees and plants and stuff. So
that's exciting.
They probably have 2 lots, and 1 lot is just solely dedicated to trees and produce and stuff.
Man, I wish I could get over there
along with all their chickens and other stuff they have.
All right, so that's going to do it. I appreciate you showing us around. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and share the video if you've enjoyed it. Remember, keep growing, keep building, and always keep adventuring. And together,
we're Flomaton famous.
We'll see you next time.